if you have any yoga props you would like to grab, go ahead and get those. So my name's Megan. I think most of you know that, so thank you for joining yoga. Can everyone hear me okay? Okay, cool. Awesome. So we'll practice for 45 minutes, and it's kind of just about having a fun time. So if any pose feels painful, definitely don't do it. And you don't have to do what I'm doing. Any sort of modification that works for you is great because it's your practice, so you get to make the decisions. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. Come into a comfortable seated position. You can sit cross-legged, or if you'd like, you can sit with your glutes on your heels, whatever feels good. And if you'd like, you can close the eyes down and let the hands rest gently either on the knees or on the thighs. And we'll start here by breathing. So take a full breath in through the nose. And then a long exhale out through the mouth. And we'll do our best through practice to keep a steady breath moving. And as the breath is nice and steady, also the mind can remain steady as well. So as you're sitting here, notice what's grounded and what is touching the floor. And see if you can allow yourself to sit with intention. So the shoulders are rolling down the back, away from the ears. The spine is lengthening up towards the ceiling. As you roll the shoulders back, notice how the heart is open and the collarbone is nice and wide. And as you sit here, just gently check in with yourself and see how you're doing. And notice if there is a tight grip anywhere through the fingers or the muscles throughout the face. And we'll take 3 more breaths here, so your pace. And last one, take a big full breath in through the nose. And long, slow exhale out through the mouth. All right, gently open the eyes up. If you're sitting like I am, go ahead and sit in a cross-legged position. And let's do some stretches and turns and twists. So inhale, go ahead, reach the arms up high towards the ceiling. And press the palms together. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, hug the shoulders up towards the ears. And exhale, roll them back. And again, inhale, shoulders hug up towards the ears. And exhale, roll them back. One more time. Inhale, shoulders lift and reach towards the ears. And then exhale, roll them back. Gently release the hands to the knees. And let's inhale, kind of lift the heart up and maybe bring the gaze up at the ceiling. And then as you exhale, hug the belly button towards the spine, tuck the chin towards the chest. So we'll do some seated cat-cows. Inhale, let the heart lift up. Maybe the gaze comes up to the ceiling, breath in. And then exhale, round in the spine, chin hugs towards the chest. One more time. Inhale, heart lifts up. And exhale, hug the belly button towards the spine. And then back, sitting up nice and tall. Let's drop the right hand to the mat, and we'll inhale, reach the left arm up high towards the ceiling. Breath in for length. And then exhale, reach over towards your right, and you can either stay on the right hand, or if it feels okay, you can drop down to that right forearm. And so the whole left side body is stretching, reaching through the left fingertips. Take another breath. And exhale, float back up through center. Drop the left fingertips on the floor. Inhale, reach the right arm up high towards the ceiling. Lengthen and reach through the fingertips. And then once you've got that length, use the exhale and reach over towards the left. Same option here to drop down to the forearm for a bit of a deeper stretch through the right ribs. Another inhale. And exhale, float back through center. And there's no right or wrong pace with yoga. So whatever your breath is doing. To the other side again. Inhale, reach the left arm up high. And exhale, reach. And now from here, drop the upper body over your right thigh. Continue reaching through the left fingertips. And then next exhale, float back up through center and go to the other side. Inhale, reach that right arm up nice and high. And exhale, reach over to the left. And then from here, drop the upper body over the left thigh. Reach through those right fingertips to feel a nice side body stretch. And exhale, back through center. And inhale, reach the arms up nice and high. And exhale, twist over to the right. So the right hand is placed on the floor. The left hand can come to the right knee. Gazing over the right shoulder. Notice if you can twist just a bit deeper. And exhale, release. Come back towards center. Inhale, reach the arms up nice and high. And exhale, twist over to the left. So the chin is parallel with the floor. The top of the head is still lengthening up towards the ceiling. Hug that belly button in towards the spine. Take another breath. And exhale, release. Come back towards center. Okay, let's place our hands out in front of us, still sitting cross-legged, and start to just gently creep them forward. And then if you can, let the forearms rest gently on the ground. Or if you want to stack one hand over the other, the forehead can rest on that. Or if you have a yoga block, you can always use that. So just getting a nice little stretch in the back. And in this pose, let the back of the neck be long. So kind of just gazing at the floor. And then use the hands, walk them back towards the body. Okay, let's come into our child's pose. Lots of options here for your child's pose. We're working our knees towards the edges of the mat. Flip onto the tops of the feet if it feels okay on the ankles. Drop the hips back towards the heels and really reach those fingertips forward. Spread the fingertips nice and wide. And let the forehead or chin rest on the mat. I'm just leaving mine lifted so that I can talk to you guys. So if the forehead isn't reaching down to the mat, go ahead and stack forearm over forearm and let the forehead rest there. So that way we're not just holding the forehead up. And then you get to decide how active you want your child's pose to be. So for some more activity here, you can press into the finger pads, really engage the arms so the elbows lift up off the mat. And as you press into the finger pads, notice if you can feel a nice stretch and the hips are going down closer towards the heels. You're getting a nice side body stretch through the right and left. Or you can simply be a bit more gentle so that elbows are laying heavy on the mat. And let's take 3 deep breaths here. Last one, big full breath in. And long exhale out. And let's press up into a tabletop position. So the hips are right over the knees and the knees are about hips width distance apart. Fingers are spread nice and wide. And let's just take some nice circles here. So soft through the elbows, no right or wrong direction. So just go with whatever feels good. And if you want to stay in a spot for a moment and check out how that stretch is feeling, by all means do that. Okay. From here, let's slide our right foot forward. So the right foot comes forward and then bring it to the center of the mat so it's between the two hands and slide the back knee back just a bit. And so the right knee is right over the right ankle and the right toes are facing directly forward. Let's leave the left arm down and inhale, twist the right arm up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, let that right hand float back down. And then on the next inhale, let the left arm float up. And exhale, lower down. And to the other side, inhale, right hand to the ceiling. Awesome. Exhale, lower down. And inhale, sweep the left arm up nice and high. And exhale, lower down. And then from here, put both hands on the floor and start to straighten through the front leg coming into a runner stretch. So the right toes towards the face and have a soft bend through the right knee if you have tight hamstrings. And it's almost like the hips are pulling to the back edge of the mat and the heart is pulling forward to the front edge of the mat. And you can really feel a nice stretch through all of the back of the right leg. And then let's bend the right knee, drop the right foot to the floor, coming back into that low lunge. And let's place both our hands on top of the right knee if that feels okay. And you should be feeling a nice stretch through the left quadricep. Let's place the right hand down on the floor. Inhale, reach the left arm up to the ceiling. And then exhale, reach over towards your right. Stay for another breath, inhale. And exhale, lower that left hand back down. Both hands on the mat, and let's slide that right foot back, tabletop position. And then again, any nice little circles if you want to slide into a child's pose for a moment. Okay. So let's go ahead and slide our left foot forward. And then bring it to the center of the mat between the two hands and slide that back right knee back just a bit. Awesome. So the left knee is right over the left ankle, left toes face directly forward. Let's leave the right hand down and inhale, sweep the left arm up to the ceiling. Big breath in. And exhale, lower it down. Left hand on the floor. Inhale, sweep that right arm up nice and high. And exhale, lower it down. Awesome. Inhale, reach the left arm up nice and high. Reach through the fingertips. And exhale, lower down. And last time here. Inhale, sweep that right arm up nice and high. And exhale, lower it down. Both hands on the ground here, and then start coming into your runner stretch. So straightening through the front leg. Left toes flexing towards the face. And for a deeper stretch, you're kind of folding a bit deeper in the upper body to feel that deeper stretch through the back of the left leg. All right, let's creep back into that low lunge. So bend through the left knee, sole of the foot to the mat. And if it's feeling okay, bring both hands to the top of the left knee. And find a nice, calm, steady breath here so the shoulders are still rolling down and back and the heart is open. And let's bring the left hand to the floor, and we'll inhale, reach the right arm up nice and high. And exhale, reach over towards your left. Awesome, and exhale, lower that arm back down. And let's slide this left foot back to tabletop. And now I think we're ready for downward facing dog. So tuck the toes under, spread the fingertips nice and wide, have the hands about shoulder width distance apart. And then when you are ready, press into the toes, bend the knees, and lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Let the head and neck hang heavy so you can shake it out here, and you're pressing your chest back towards your thighs. And the fingertips are spread nice and wide, and you're really pressing into the finger pads and really engaging through the arms. So if this doesn't feel okay, you can always take tabletop as a resting pose or dolphin pose by dropping your forearms to the mat. Okay, and from your downward facing dog, maybe you bend one knee and straighten the other. Get a nice stretch through the feet. Maybe you lift up high on the tippy toes. Nice deep breath in through the nose. And big exhale out. And bring the gaze up between the two hands and slowly start walking the feet up to the top of the mat so they meet the hands. We'll come into a forward fold, so keep the feet about hips width distance apart with the feet parallel. Bend the knees, and you can take ragdoll here, so grabbing opposite elbows. And again, let the head and neck hang nice and heavy. And then notice if you can feel all four corners of your feet. And then maybe you rock from side to side here. We'll stay here for a couple more breaths. Take a full inhale. And exhale, drop the fingers to the mat. Have a nice bend in the knees, and let's press into the feet and rise up to stand. So as you're coming up to stand, go nice and slow and hug that chin towards the chest so it's one of the last things to come up. And then from here, we will inhale, sweep the arms up, press into the feet, stand nice and tall, reach high. And then big exhale, bend your knees and hinge at the hips and fold forward. Let the neck relax. Inhale to a halfway lift. So bring the hands to the shins and let that heart pull forward. The back of the neck stays nice and long. Take a breath in. And exhale, fold forward. And we will rise up to stand again. Inhale, press through the feet and stand up. And then another inhale, sweeps the arms up. Maybe you press through the feet, press the hips forward a bit, lean back. Big exhale, fold forward. We'll do that one more time. From your forward fold, inhale, halfway lift. Bring the hands to the shins. The spine is nice and flat. Take a breath in. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to stand. Press through the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up. And big exhale, fold forward. All right, from here, let's come into monkey pose. So take your peace fingers and wrap them around the big toes. Have a soft bend through the knees, let the elbows relax, and then just fold forward so the elbows are coming out wide towards the edges of your mat. And then gently release the hands. And from here, let's take a step back with the left foot, and we'll set up in a high runner's lunge. So the right toe is facing directly forward. Option 2, drop the back knee here for a modification. So press into the feet. Let's lift the upper body up if that feels all right. So you're really grounded through the feet here. The legs are nice and strong. This back knee is almost lifting up towards the ceiling. Hands at heart center. And we will take a twist to the right. So inhale, big breath in. And then exhale, bring the back of the right hand to the low back and the left hand to the right knee. Maybe you gaze over that right shoulder. Stay for another breath. Big inhale. And exhale, come back towards center. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Reach through the fingertips, take a breath in. Exhale, open to warrior two. So you're gonna spin that back foot down. The right toes are facing directly forward. You have a nice bend through the front right knee. And the shoulders are over the hips. So if you find yourself really leaning forward, really leaning back, see if you can get the shoulders right over the hips. Really pressing into the outer edge of this back foot. The gaze is over the front middle finger. Okay, let's inhale, press into the feet, straighten the front leg, and bring the fingers to touch if they can overhead. And then as you exhale, sink back into your warrior two. And again, press into the feet. Inhale, straighten and reach up. And exhale, warrior two. Make sure that front knee is right over that right ankle and not knocking in towards the middle of the mat. One more time. Inhale, press through the feet and lift. Exhale, warrior two. Really reaching through the fingers here in our warrior two. Inhale, flip the front palm and revolve. So reach that right hand up towards the ceiling. And then once you've got that length reaching up, can it go reach back just a bit? And let's come into a side angle. So bring the right elbow to the right thigh and reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. So the right ribs are coming underneath the left, and we're not putting a lot of weight here in our right elbow. Let's come back to warrior two. Take a breath in. Inhale, flip the front palm. We're gonna exhale and come into a deepest lunge. So we'll bring both hands down to the inside of this right foot, coming onto the ball of the back foot. Walk this right foot out towards the edge of the mat a bit. So both hands are on the inside of the right foot, right toes face forward, drop the back knee. And then from here, you're welcome to drop down onto your forearms or use a block. Keep the back of the neck nice and long and hug the right knee into the right shoulder. And another deep breath in. And big exhale out. So place the hands down on the mat, tuck the back toes under, and let's lift the back knee. And we're going to send this right foot to the back edge of the mat, and we'll come into a high plank. So when you're ready, send that right foot towards the back edge of the mat. The shoulders are right over the wrists. Index fingers facing directly forward. Stay here for a breath. And then exhale, drop the knees down to the mat, lower the hips, and untuck the toes. And look over each shoulder or to the ceiling. Let the elbows be fluid here. And let's press back to child's pose. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and press up to your downward facing dog. We've got a nice grip through the fingertips, almost like you could rip the mat right in the middle with the grip from the toes and the fingers. Okay, bring your gaze up to your hands and slowly walk the feet forward to the front edge of your mat. And we'll come into gorilla pose. So bend the knees a bit and then slip the palms underneath the soles of the feet so the toes are almost at the wrist creases, and fold the upper body. Let the neck relax. And on the next exhale, take the hands out from under the feet and let's slide our right foot back behind us. So we'll set up for a high runner's lunge on the left side. You can always drop the back knee so the left toes are facing forward, the right toes are also facing forward. And from here, let's go ahead and rise up to a crescent lunge if you feel good about that. Really anchor in through the feet. Let the upper body stay gentle. Hands to heart center, relax the shoulders. Okay, let's take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, twist to the left so the right hand can come to the left knee and the back of the left hand to the low back. Staying strong through the legs and the foundation. Another breath in. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, reach the arms up nice and high. Reach through the fingertips, breath in. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Awesome, so we have a nice bend through the front leg. The left toes are facing forward. We're pressing into the outer edge of that right foot, the pinky side. And we're really lengthening through our ring finger on the left and right hand. And we're breathing, spine is lengthening up towards the ceiling. Let's take a breath in, straighten the legs, float the arms up overhead. And exhale, warrior two. We will do that 2 more times. Inhale, press into the feet and lift. Exhale, warrior two. And 1 more time, press into the feet. Inhale and reach up. And exhale, come into your warrior two. Like if it was the last warrior two you could ever be doing, it would be glorious. Maybe you can sink a bit deeper in that front leg. Inhale, flip the front palm. Go ahead and reach up. And then as slowly as you need to be moving, maybe you can reach back a bit too. Okay, float on into a nice side angle. Bring the left elbow to the left thigh. Twist the heart a bit up towards the ceiling and reach through the right fingertips. Press into the feet, come on back, warrior two. And then inhale, flip the front palm and revolve. Reach that left hand up towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, we're gonna come into our deepest lunge. So we'll windmill both hands down to the inside of the left foot, creep that left foot out to the edge of your mat. And we will drop the back knee down. Left knee is right over the left ankle. And then option, stay lifted on the hands or drop down to your forearms. And then if you'd like to stay still, you can obviously do that, but if you'd like to take some nice twists and turns and explore how that feels, you can definitely do that too. If you're on your forearms, come on back up to the hands. We're going to step our way back to a high plank, but we will go in nice little steps. So come onto the, tuck the toes and lift the back knee up. And then make sure the hands are right underneath the shoulders. And you're really pressing and engaging through the arms. Lift that left foot up and send it back to a high plank. You can always drop the knees here, but let's hang here for a second. So the belly button is tugging in towards the spine. You're pressing the ground away from you. Back of the neck is nice and long for 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees down. Untuck the toes. And let the hips melt down. Bend the elbows a bit and just move around. Okie dokie. Why don't we press back to downward facing dog? So tuck the toes, bend those knees, and lift the hips up. And let's walk the feet up to meet the hands. And we're going to rise up to stand. So press through the feet and lift. Okay, let's sweep the arms up overhead just for fun. And then exhale, hands to heart center. And relax the shoulders. So we'll come into some balancing series. So let's come into tree pose. So standing on the left foot, shift the body weight into the left foot, bend your right knee, and then bring the sole of the right foot above or below the left knee. If you need a wall, hopefully you have one nearby. And with balancing poses, it's always helpful to find something still in front of you that you can focus on, just to help stay present and focus on a nice steady breath. So the hands can stay at heart center, or you can reach them up. And you can always close the eyes here for an extra challenge, or come onto your tippy toes. So keep pressing that right sole of the foot into the left thigh. And then gently reaching up through the fingertips and just growing a bit taller. For 3, 2, 1. Hug the right knee in, so the hands grab the shin. Staying grounded through that standing foot, and bring the right knee into the right hand and just open up to the right. Nice strong core, take a breath in. And then exhale, bring that foot back and set it down. Separate the feet towards the edges of the mat and just shake from side to side. Take a deep breath in. And big exhale out. All right, bringing the feet together to touch again. We'll go to the other side. So make sure the right toes are facing directly forward. You're really pressing down through the right foot and engaging through this leg. Bend your left knee and come into your tree pose. Really focus on pressing through the mound of the big toe and the heel of the right foot. And you're really engaging through the leg. So if you notice yourself kind of just hanging out and jutting out to one side, see if you can kind of hug up and in and really ground down through the standing foot. And then any arm variation that you'd like. Again, the sole of the foot on the left foot is pressing into the right leg. And the great thing about yoga, if you fall over or lose balance, you always get to begin again. For 3, 2, 1. Stay here on the right foot and hug the left shin in. Grab it with both hands. Hug it in. And then bring the left knee into the left hand and just open it up. Maybe this right arm reaches out towards the side. Maybe you bring your gaze over and look over the right hand. And next exhale, go ahead and lower everything to back down. Okay, why don't we sit down? Okay, so let's sit with our knees bent and our feet on the floor. And go ahead and bring the hands behind you with your fingertips facing away. And we will just let the knees rock from side to side. All right, and from here we'll come into pigeon pose. So lengthen the legs out on the floor and bend the right knee and bring the right ankle above the left knee. And place the hands on the floor behind you and start bending the left knee so the sole of the left foot is on the floor. And then from here, you can press into the hands and bring the glute closer to the left heel for a bit of a deeper stretch. Take another breath in. And exhale, slide that left foot back out. And then from here, why don't we just take tree pose, seated tree. So right sole of the foot into the left thigh. Okay, inhale, reach the arms up. Awesome. Exhale, reach for the toes. And then every exhale is almost just an opportunity to go a bit deeper. So can you fold a bit more? Another deep breath in. And big exhale out. Go ahead and lift the body back up and leave the feet as they are. And let's take a gentle twist over towards the right. So bring the right hand on the floor, left hand to the right knee. And twist. Nice and gentle. And come back towards center and bring both legs long on the floor. All right, let's go to the other side. So bend the left knee, left ankle is right above the right knee. Hands on the floor behind you. And then start bending that right knee, bring the sole of the foot to the floor. Really press into that right foot, and then if needed, press into the hands and start walking the glutes closer towards the right heel. Take a breath in, maybe the heart lifts up. And exhale, start straightening out this right leg. And we'll go right into our seated tree pose. So hug that left sole of the foot into the right thigh. Use the breath, get some length. Inhale, reach up. Nice, you guys look good. Exhale, reach for the right toes. And let's start to lift back up, and we'll come into that nice little twist. So the left hand resting on the floor behind you, the right hand to the left knee. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, gentle twist. And come on back towards center. And soles of the feet come together for a seated butterfly. So we're sitting up nice and tall. You can stay like this, or for a deeper stretch, you can start to fold the upper body down towards the floor in front of you, and the elbows can almost press against the inner thighs just a bit. And go ahead and lift back up. And let's lay all the way down. So go ahead and let the back come to the mat. And we'll bring the soles of our feet together to touch so the knees fall out towards the edges of the mat. And if this stretches too much on the hips or knees, you can always prop the knees up with yoga blocks or pillows right under the knees. And then bring the knees together and hug in towards the chest. And then on the breath out, lower the feet down to the floor, to the edges of the mat, and let the knees fall in towards one another so they hold one another up. And then we'll hug the knees back in towards the chest, give a squeeze. And then we'll lift the feet right up towards the ceiling. So you can always slide up against a wall for legs up the wall for that support. You can always go into a shoulder stand from here. So that would be lifting the low back up towards the ceiling, bringing the hands to the low back and walking the elbows in closer towards one another, lifting through the toes. And why don't we stay here for 3 breaths? And start to bend the knees, bring the feet to the floor, and let's take a full body stretch. So lay the legs out nice and long, arms up overhead. Spread the fingers and toes, big inhale. And exhale, release. Bring the hands by your side and let's hug the right knee into the right shoulder. Leave the left leg nice and long on the floor. And we'll come into a spinal twist. So guide this right knee up and over. Work on keeping the shoulders grounded down on the mat. And you can always place a yoga block right underneath the right knee for some support. And when you feel satisfied, come back towards center. Both legs out nice and long, and then hug the left knee into the left shoulder. Right leg stays long on the floor. Then on your exhale, guide that right knee up and over to the right. And then when you're ready, come back towards center. We'll come into our final resting pose. So we will lay down. If you want to grab a blanket or some nice fun socks, keep your feet warm. Grab those, go ahead and lay on down, close the eyes, and focus on a nice natural rhythm of breath. And I just want to share a little poem before the end of class called Yoga's Reach. It is a wonder how a simple stretch deepens breath, and an elegantly held pose grows to touch the whole of me. Like sugar stirred into tea, the potency of yoga spreads from body into mind and heart, revealing an ocean of energy that heals and opens, holds me close and sets me free, all in the same moment. So allow yourself to let go of any tension and just melt into the floor. Start to bring some small and gentle movements back into the feet and hands. Maybe the neck rolls over to the right shoulder, then back up through center over to the left shoulder. And a nice full, deep, long breath in through the nose. And then like you're fogging a mirror, let a long exhale out through the mouth. And then in your time, in your way, we'll come up to a seated position. Maybe you've got a nice little smile on your face. Let's sit up nice and tall. And inhale, reach the arms up nice and high towards the ceiling. Bring the palms together to touch, and exhale. Hands come to the center of your heart. Tuck the chin a bit, let the shoulders relax. And a long full breath in. And big exhale out. Thank you guys for joining and practicing. Namaste. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll also be teaching next week, Monday and Tuesday, 6:30. Let me know if you have any questions. And thank you all for joining, and hopefully you had fun.